Welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to be doing something that I've been meaning to do for a while, and after finishing off some crunch berries last night, before I did that I put some aside and decided to make some pen blanks out of crunch berries. So I've seen a couple of other people do some cereals. There's pasta, Legos, so there's random things that you can cast in resin, and I wanted to give cereal a try. So I just used a kind of a smaller mold. This is what I'm using for a lot of the testing that I'm doing right now. But all I did was I basically just dumped it in there, some cereal. I didn't stabilize or do anything to the cereal. I just dumped it in the box and then cast it in clear Alumilite. So right now they're in, I cut them up and it cut fine. It's definitely some of these blanks have some voids and stuff, so this is a candidate for pouring some thin CA glue over this. Now you could probably stabilize the crunch berries before you poured them into your casting mold. I don't know if we'll see how they turn basically, but the next step is I got to drill it. We'll see if they hold together after drilling and then turning it, but they are the little cereal pieces are pretty weak in there, so I think that best thing to do is to pour some thin CA glue over the blank prior to cutting and just let it seep in and try and hold these little crunch berries together. So I'm gonna go through the steps and then we'll hook up the GoPro when I start turning it, and we'll see how they turn out. Alright, well, after drilling you can see that hopefully you can see this, the crunch berries, areas where the crunch berries go all the way through to the drilling hole, they're very weak, and so I got holes all the way through to the tube. This one fared a little bit better. I got it a little bit more centered, and it looks like there's just kind of a little bit more resin holding it together, especially on the bottom. There's not as many crunch berries. Now, one thing that'll help that is to seal it first. So that was my first test. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pour some thin CA. There we go. Kind of backwards here. So I'm going to pour some thin CA glue all over the blank and then drill it. So here we go. The other issue is, let's see, on this one, when you got cereal right at the edge, that's going to be a really bad spot. So I kind of knew going into it that I was going to have to seal the heck out of this stuff. I'm thinking though that because the cereal is so porous, it should accept, just soak in the CA glue, and you shouldn't really have too many problems. That's the hope. Alright, so I'll let that cure kind of. And we'll see how it works. Alright, so the Cap'n Crunch blanks are pretty cool. I got this one turned up and I am actually extremely surprised by the results. I thought it was going to be terrible or just unidentifiable as anything, and you actually see some, the crunch berry stuff. I don't think this is going to be a top seller in my store, for people buying pens, but definitely pretty cool. So it's piqued my interest, and I'm going to be doing Fruit Loops next because one of the things is usually when things have negative space, you know, holes in it or whatever, that's usually when you get really cool effects. So I'm going to try some Fruit Loops and see, because they got the hole, and you'll have color inside that hole. I don't know what's going to happen, but it might be kind of cool. So, I mean, it turned fine. What you're worried about is when you're drilling and you're trimming up the ends, this stuff is really soft. So any time that you have that stuff exposed, just douse it with some CA glue and it hardened it right up. It turned fine. So if you have any questions, definitely hit me up. Let me know what you think about this Crunchberry blank. Kind of fun project. You can email me at zach@nvwoodworks.com. You can also get a hold of me on Twitter at nvwoodworks. I have a Facebook page if you want to check that out, and I'm on pretty much all the social networks. But I definitely get back to all my comments and try to respond to anybody that contacts me on Twitter or any of that stuff. So definitely get a hold of me if you want to, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
You